now, a special CBS News investigation about what Attorney General Michael Mukasey calls a growing threat to our security: international organized crime. He's going after it, and tonight we take you inside it. Our chief investigative correspondent Armen Keteyian gives you an exclusive look at the Russian mob.
How many times have we walked this boardwalk before?
Many.
They were known as Z and Louie, thick and thin. Partially disguised, they talked for the first time to CBS News about their nearly 10 years as undercover agents for the FBI.
What were the kind of roles that you played here?
Well, we portrayed ourselves as not only high rollers, but wise guys from Atlantic City.
With big-time U.S. Customs connections and a bankroll to match.
The $2,000 dinners, the fancy cars, and yes, I did fit in one.
More than 100 nights a year, Z and Louie wined and dined their way around Atlantic City, slowly working their way in, helping to expose the magnitude of the Russian mafia. Diamond and arms dealing, cigarette smuggling, healthcare and credit card fraud, cybercrime, and an appetite for violence.
They have no qualms about murdering people.
If they have to kill you, they'll kill you?
Absolutely.
CBS News has learned that hundreds of FBI agents in New York are now devoted to fighting what one top official called an explosive growth in organized crime, fueled by the growing influence of Asian, Albanian, and Russian mobs. In the last 3 years in New York alone, the FBI has indicted more than 300 non-traditional crime figures.
The public has a perception that organized crime has largely gone away. That, of course, is not at all true.
In the last 15 years, the Russian mob based here in Brighton Beach, Brooklyn, has grown into an intimidating force, a lucrative international enterprise stretching from Moscow to Israel to Thailand to the United States, blending old-fashioned brutality with high-tech skills.
The Russians' massive smuggling operations were run out of this port in Newark, New Jersey. One ingenious scam to avoid paying taxes had tanker loads of wood grain alcohol being shipped back to the motherland. Vodka with a twist.
They would dye it blue. They would label it windshield washer fluid, ship it to Russia, undye it, and then sell it as vodka.
In time, Louie and Z left the shores of the Atlantic for Zurich, Switzerland, in a far more menacing situation. A meeting with a high-ranking Russian general offering his government's arsenal for sale.
And we're talking long-range missiles, tanks, submarines, everything.
The danger was driven home last week with the New York indictment of notorious Russian arms dealer Victor Bout, captured in Thailand in March. He was charged with selling weapons to a terrorist group to be used to kill Americans. Hardly a scene from The Sopranos.
Italian organized crime, neighborhood, drugs, prostitution, sports betting, traditional stuff. This is way up the ladder.
Exactly. And if they'll sell that to a couple of mob guys from Jersey, what are they selling to Al-Qaeda, terrorists? It's all available for the right price. Greed drives everything.
Wise words from a couple of unlikely wise guys who played their part in the war against the mob. Armen Keteyian, CBS News, Atlantic City.